this is Liz. Welcome to my little urban homestead and Tipsy Tuesday. Different things have happened, so I haven't been able to start this pumpkin wine off till today, and today is Thursday the 8th of February. So I'm going to cut into it now to see what it's like. Let's see if it's alright on the inside. Oh, it's still really tough. And there it is. And yes, it looks alright. Yay! I can make a pumpkin wine. Apart from there's loads of seeds. So what I'm going to do now is basically take his guts out, all the seeds. Might save some, you never know. But I'm going to take all the seeds out, the middles, and then chop it up. And when I've done that, I'll come back to you. There you are. The magic of the camera. Cut up into chunks. I'm not being too fastidious about getting all the gubbins out. As long as the seeds are out, I don't mind. And I'm going shred it in my food processor now. So, magic camera again. There we have it, all shredded up. That pumpkin. And to give you an idea of measurements, it took my food processor 3 goes to shred it all. And these buckets hold 10 litres. So I haven't squashed it down or anything. So that's about 6.5 in there. So the bucket has been sterilised up before, and the lid. I have a tendency of boiling up 2 litres of water. This has cooled down a bit now, but 2 litres of water. So it is actually very hot. To that, I'm adding just a bag of normal sugar, granulated sugar. There's 1 kilo in here. Well, there it goes. And just mix it round until it's fully dissolved. I'm possibly going to need a bit of citric acid in this. I should have saved some orange from one I'm making earlier. Never mind. But you can't see too well up there, can you? Let's bring the camera round. No, let's bring that around. Alright, you might be able to see him now. I've got 2 litres of water that I've previously boiled, and then it's been sitting on the cooker waiting to be used, and it's cooled down a bit. But I've added my sugar to it. I always boil my water and add my sugar to it because it's easier to get the sugar to dissolve when the water is warm. It dissolves far better. So as you can see, it's now fully dissolved. I told you last month about different things that you need to add at times, one of which was tanning, and I just basically make a strong pot of tea up and then tip it in, because tea has tannin in it. And because I've been doing another couple of wines today, starting them off, they needed it as well, so it's gone in. That one there, and in this one here. Now I'm going to add another 2 litres, but this time of cold water. So there's that, and I know that temperature is not going to burn and kill the yeast. Now I was going to add, where's my citric acid? About teaspoon citric acid, and some of the yeast nutrient, about altogether a teaspoon of that, and the dried active yeast, a teaspoon of that. Give it a stir up, and then tip it in the bucket. Bucket, pumpkin, meat, sugar water, and that is a total of 4 litres of water. And that's not going to be enough for a demijohn. So put some water in the saucepan to get out any bits, and that's the pumpkin wine started. So I'm not going to bother label it this time, because one, if I didn't know what was in it and I couldn't figure it out, but just take a look at it, it's pumpkin. And if I couldn't remember how much of anything I put on it, just look at this video. So that, I'll stir it every day. I'll stir it every day for about a week or so. Stir it at least once. Keep it somewhere nice and warm as well. So I've got mine in the kitchen. Here's the other one. This one I have labelled up to help me, but I've got 2 buckets on the go, and in a week's time I will take the pumpkin, sieve it through so I've just got the liquid, and then put that into a demijohn and let it ferment out and rack it when it needs it. But that's just showing you how I'm starting the pumpkin wine. I should have put them in my container, never mind. But that's as it stands today, which is, I said, Thursday the 8th of February. See you in a bit. The pumpkin wine has been in the bucket for a week and a half now. I've been stirring it all the time. So as you can see, I'm sterilising a demijohn up, and those are all the gubbins that I will need, because although I'm sorting and putting the pumpkin wine into this demijohn, I will be doing 1 or 2 of my other wines that are on the go. And so I've sterilised my siphon tube up, this tube here. We don't need that at the moment for the pumpkin wine. Yes, and the munching is Mason, he decides he's going to have a munch. Right, so what I'm going to do now is leave these the amount of time. I'm not showing you how I sterilise them up, because depending on the sterilising solution that you buy, it might need totally submersing in it or just rinsing with it. Submerge it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever. So you go as per the instructions that come on the sterilising solution you buy. And this is what I'm doing, I'm sterilising everything up. So as soon as that's done, I'll bring the pumpkin wine over. Now that is the pumpkin wine that's been sitting and for about 8 days, and I've been stirring it up at least once a day. The bubbles you can see around it, they're what's needed. The yeast is still active in it, but it needs taking off the solids now and putting into a demijohn. So I'll pull you back so you can see better. So this is the bucket of pumpkin juice. Move that so you can possibly see better. So it's just a matter of letting it drip in. I'm not squeezing it or anything like that. And just put the pulp to one side and do it again. But it doesn't matter about these bits of pumpkin that are in there. They fell by the wayside. It'll get taken off those when it gets racked. And that's how it is at the moment. I don't think I'll bother labelling it because I can see a few bits of pumpkin floating in it. So if you'd taken the specific gravity of it and bring it out at a certain level and that, don't do this step. Well, you can do if you want, but this is basically so I can find out if there is any sugar left. Well, no there isn't. That is what you call dry. As you can see, that's a fermenting block with a little bit of the sterilising fluid in it. Put the top on. And that way the bubbles can escape without fruit flies or dust or anything getting in. And that now goes on the top of your demijohn. Now, that's ready apart from it's very dry. It's used up that £2 of sugar. This jug has been sterilised and you can use the wine itself, and but I'm going to add some boiling water because I'm a little short anyway. So there we are, and I'll go and get me sugar. I've got some boiling water from the kettle and I'm going to add a load of sugar to it because it just I should say that's about another pound of sugar. Something like that. And my spoon that's been sterilising. Rinse it off. The reason I use boiling water is because the sugar dissolves a lot faster in it, and you're not stirring for ages and ages. But there isn't that much liquid in this. But as soon as this is dissolved, I'll be adding it to the demijohn. When it's cold, don't add it when it's boiling because it will kill the yeast that's still in there active. So make sure all the sugar dissolves, and then when it's cool enough, add it to the demijohn and just leave it for a few more weeks. So while that's sorting itself out, I'm going to be doing other wines. Well, sorting out our friend's wine and get that sorted out, but I can't taste that because it's too hot. It's chilli wine. And I'll start thinking about the wine that I'm going to make for the next one, because we're going to be making wines until one of them is actually ready to bottle, and then I'll show you what I do for bottling. So see you next month. Bye.